So the IIHS recently tested the mid-size luxury SUVs on the moderate overlap front test. And you can see here they actually have updated tests. So we all know that for the original test, Lexus NX got good everywhere. And now with the new updated test, you can see that the moderate overlap front is now updated with an acceptable. Let's have a look at why that's the case. Hey, it's LSF here today, and today we're here to look at the IIHS safety test for the 2024 Lexus NX. I know 2025 model year has come out, but I think most likely it's the same unless Lexus has actually made significant changes in certain areas. But maybe they will, who knows. Alright, so let's look at the mid-size luxury SUVs. So they have a bunch of tests. You can see that the 2024 Acura MDX, the top safety pick plus, updated test is acceptable, everything is as before. Then we look at the Lincoln here, the updated test is good, so it looks very good. The Nautilus actually is doing very well here. Then we see the BMW X3, also good. The Mercedes-Benz GLE is also good. The BMW X5 is also good. The Genesis GV80 is also good. XC690 is good. Tesla Model Y. They didn't do the original test, but the updated test, they also got good. So these are all the top safety pick plus. And let's go back to the NX. NX also got an acceptable in the updated test, so same as the Acura MDX. And now let's look at the crash test of the Lexus NX. We will dive further later on in this video about this crash, and we'll slow things down and see more details. But now let's go and look at the top safety picks. Acura RDX, so they didn't do the updated test yet, so that's why they dropped down to the non-plus. Genesis electrified GV70 didn't do the test, that's why they're there. The GV70, they did do the updated test, it's marginal. So if you're looking for comparing the NX to the GV70, the NX is a little bit better. And then we have the Infiniti QX60, didn't do the test. The plug-in hybrid 2024, they didn't do the test, so that's why it dropped from the plus to the non-plus. This one is the one that we will also look at, the updated test. They got a poor from a good, so that is actually a big drop for the Lexus RX. And then we have the Mercedes-Benz GLC, didn't do the test. Audi Q4 e-tron didn't do the test. All these did not do the test. The Sportsback, Tesla Model Y, all-wheel drive, XC90, Volvo, all did not do the test, so that's why they got the top safety pick. Alright, so let's continue down. The Audi Q5 updated test is marginal as well, so not as good. They have to do some updates there. Q5 Sportsback, they did do the side updated test, but if you go back up here, you can see that these all did the updated test on the sides already. So the Hyundai Nexo didn't do any of the updated tests. The Cadillac XC6, if you're considering that, updated tests, both are poor. We have the Volvo XC60, did a good test here, but the updated test on the side was acceptable, and they had a lot more acceptables here. That's probably why they didn't earn anything. XC60 Recharge, updated test on the side, but they didn't do the new moderate overlap front. So then we have the Cadillac XC5. It's interesting they have the incomplete rating. We have the X6, didn't do the updated test yet. The TX didn't do the updated tests, and they didn't do all the other tests yet. But they did do the updated side test, which is good news. But I think we'll have to wait longer to see if they have the updated test after they've done the airbag fix and all that. Then we have the Infiniti QX50 and the 55. Same thing, only did the updated side, didn't do the moderate front yet. And the Lincoln, the Nautilus did very well, but this one did not do as well. So to qualify for the 2024 top safety pick, a vehicle must earn good ratings in the small overlap, moderate overlap, and the front and the updated side tests. Acceptable or good headlights must be standard across all trims, and the vehicle must earn an acceptable or good rating in pedestrian front crash prevention tests. So meaning if they don't test those, then you don't even get a top safety pick. So to get the plus, okay, the vehicle must have acceptable good rating in the updated moderate overlap front test instead of good in the original test. And the other criteria are identical as the 2024 safety pick. So the only difference between the plus is the updated moderate overlap front instead of a good. So it has to have a good or acceptable. And that's why the NX still got the top safety pick plus, because it got an acceptable.
Follow me on Instagram at LSFT videos. You can see updates on my experience with the NX 450H Plus, which may not be shown on any future videos. You can reach out to me via direct messaging if you have any questions on your Lexus. If you like this video, you can provide me feedback in the comments below, like this video, share it with your friends. This definitely will help with the YouTube algorithms. Press the subscribe button and bell icon and get notified when new videos show up. And lastly, if you want to support me further, you can provide me a super thanks, or visit my Amazon storefront before you purchase anything from Amazon, or you can purchase products from the list on the items that I've been using with my vehicle or at home at no extra cost to you. And now let's continue with the video.
Alright, so now we're at the 2024 Lexus NX. So we look here, the small overlap front is good, the moderate overlap is good, so you can see the only one that we really interested in is really this moderate overlap front updated test. Alright, because everything is good and there's nothing that we need to be worried about. So looking here, the front overlap, it was actually tested on the 2022 model. Passenger was also the same. The moderate test was also 2022, and this moderate front overlap is 2024, okay? So this is tested on the NX 350 four-wheel drive, and it's the four-door. So they didn't even test the hybrid. So they did also say that these ratings do not apply to the NX plug-in hybrid variant. I don't know why, but it is what it is. So overall, acceptable. You can see this, the structure of the cage is good. The driver injury, everything is actually good. The driver restraints and the dummy kinematics is all good. The rear injury, all good. The only thing that actually is marginal is here. So the rear passenger restraint and dummy kinematics. So you can see here it says view of vehicle after crash showing the airbag and damage to the occupant compartment. So when you look at this, it looks like the car is still very intact, which is nice. It means that the structure is still intact and very strong. Then it says the rear passenger dummy head remained a safe distance from the front seat. So when you look at this, it actually quite good. You're not facing forward and hitting something, so that's good. And then the rear passenger dummy and injury values indicate a low risk of injury to the head or neck and chest. During the crash, the shoulder belt remained in an ideal position on the dummy's chest. The next one, I think this is probably the one where we see the marginal. The rear passenger dummy lap belt moved from an ideal position on the pelvis onto the abdominal, increasing the risk of abdominal injuries. So from this image, it's actually very hard to see how the seat belt moved up. So let's go and look at the video. I'm going to put it in slow motion and see if we can see the difference here. So you can see here the seatbelt on the ideal spot. And during the crash, okay, you can see it restrained up and it did go higher. And you now don't even really see the seatbelt. So it does look like it had shift higher and it actually would cause injury. So to compare, this is the BMW X3, and you can look at the seatbelt here. Definitely you can see that the seatbelt stays in place. So that's the difference between the NX and the BMW and the Volvo. Alright, so the last one is the rear dummy head contact the side current airbag hard, but did not contact any hard surfaces within the occupant compartment, which still is good. Which means, oh, again, if you have a not as wide of a car, I think that could be one of the reasons the side airbag is actually closer to your head. Alright, so overall, I think it's still very good. The side updated test was done on a 2023. Headlights have always been very good, and these are the triple beams. So they actually tested them all on all the triple beams for this piece. I think they have the regular one. So this is the bi LEDs, which is also good. So, and this was tested, I think, in the 2022. I don't think they added more. All right, front crash prevention applies to 2024. Same thing, nothing really changed. Overall rating, still all good. Latch is all good. There we have it. So this is the NX. So I'm interested to look at the RX. Alright, so now we're in the 2024 Lexus RX, and again, larger cars doesn't mean they're safer, right? So again, I think we're just interested in this piece, the moderate overlap front updated test, and the overall is poor. Why is that? So you can see here, the structure and cage is good. The driver injury, all good. It's the rear passenger area where we see problems. And you can see here, the chest is poor, and the rear restraints and dummy climatic. So I think some of it is related to the NX as well, similar issues that we're seeing. And now let's look at the RX crash test and see what happened. So the first thing is they used the 2023 model year vehicle for the 2024. They didn't redo the test because I think they recently did the test, so that's why they didn't have to redo it again. But when you look at it, that's what's happened here. Is 2023 RX was tested for this new test. So you can see here the airbag, everything looks strong and all good. And then we look at the rear dummy, lots of room. So the rear dummy head remains safe distance from the front back seat, okay? Alright, so here we have the next one. It says the rear passenger dummy injury values indicate low risk of injury to the head or neck and a moderate risk of injury to the chest. During the crash, the shoulder belt moved too far upwards towards the dummy's neck, compromising the effectiveness of the rear restraint system. So let's see. So they're saying that it went too high, so it actually moved up to the top. It's probably too loose, meaning the reaction of the seat belts probably did not hold the person into the seat. So that's probably where the problem is. All right, the next one is the rear passenger dummy lap belt moved from an ideal position to the pelvis. So the same problem that we saw on the NX. So this is probably a common issue that I think Lexus needs to deal with as part of their safety settings into the rear seats. Seems like it's a common issue here. Most likely, if the TX was tested, we will probably see the exact same thing. Alright, so there we have it. We've seen the NX and the RX. The good thing is the NX still keeps the top safety pick plus. I don't know if they're ever going to test another plug-in hybrid. But then the RX, unfortunately, on the updated tests, they actually aren't doing as good. I hope that you found that this video was informative, and until next video, drive safely. Thank you for watching.
If you liked this video, please comment, like, share this video, and if you want to see more videos like this, you can subscribe to my channel and press that bell icon to get notified when new videos are posted. And if you'd like to support this channel, you can provide me a super thanks. And until next time, cheers.